The root of witchcraft is not online, it is not at a store, it is literally in the earth. Have you ever had this happen to you where life gets really busy and you start feeling disconnected from your craft because you think that you need to be doing some elaborate ritual every day in order to be a real witch? Most traditions of folk witchcraft were actually formed from people who were living in poverty and didn't have access to very much other than the natural world. But in current society, it can be very easy to forget that because we are constantly being bombarded with ideas on social media, with the picture perfect craft that somebody else is presenting to you. And so in our minds, we think that we're not doing enough. Hello witches and curious people. I hope you are all well. Today, I wanted to talk to you about my 5 favorite, very simple, very beneficial, and usually free witchcraft practices that you can use in your everyday life. A couple of these practices have ingredients involved, most of them don't, but the ones that do, you can probably just go to your kitchen cupboard and find. Nothing in these 5 tips should be inaccessible or break the bank. My first tip is probably the most underrated. Do not skip this. It is to just go outside. Take a walk, sit on a park bench, sit on your own patio balcony, and simply take everything in. It doesn't have to be a particularly beautiful, scenic place. The earth is where you get your power from. Notice the sun on your skin and the energy that brings you. You can notice the wind blowing through the trees. Everything serves a purpose. Aside from the elements themselves, one of the oldest practices, especially in folk magic, is to draw your power from the earth. There are many cultures that refer to this earthly power as the serpent force. It is the energetic current that runs through the ground beneath our feet. And one of the easiest ways that you can connect to this is simply to go on a walk and be very mindful and aware of that energy as you are walking. And really stand or sit and feel that energy beneath your feet, coming up through the soles of your feet and filling you with that vital, life-giving energy of the earth. Allowing that earthly force to permeate through your body and lend you some of its energy is one of the most empowering things a witch can do, and it is completely free. Try doing this consistently for a couple of days and see how much power it gives you when you do end up having time for a more elaborate ritual. Next simple practice is something that you can do at home or often at work, and it is simply to brew a cup of tea. Herbs are such an important part of my practice, and most of the herbs that you have in your cupboard are going to be very powerful for multiple uses. All you have to do is pick an herb from your cabinet that aligns with the outcome that you want, and then stir it with intention. If it's gray outside and I'm feeling a little bit blue, I might grab some lemon balm, put a little squeeze of lemon into that cup of tea, and then stir it clockwise, putting the intention of joy and happiness with every stir. I'll also visualize the outcome, what it would feel like to be more joyful in that moment. And that way you are literally enchanting your cup of tea and taking your magic internally when you drink it. This is so simple. If you need more peace and calm, one of my favorite things to do is to take some dried lavender, crush it up, and add that to my tea. Again, stirring the intention into that cup of tea. If you want to attract more love into your life or feel more beautiful, you could make a tea out of rose petals, perhaps add some jasmine. If you need to attract some prosperity, try orange peel and cinnamon tea, which is, by the way, so delicious. To really take this practice to the next level and still spend no money, you could stir your intention into the tea and then stir a symbol in at the very end. So perhaps you are making a prosperity tea. You want to attract more money or good luck or whatever to you. You could stir in the Fehu rune and kind of imagine as you are doing that rune lighting up on the surface of your cup of tea. If you aren't familiar with any sigils or symbols that would relate to your desired outcome, you could literally just stir in the word. Same thing with protection, love, whatever it is, just stir in a symbol or the word itself, and this will only amplify the effect of your tea magic. When I do this, I like to imagine the symbol lighting up in the corresponding color that relates to my desired result, but that is really for another video. Number 3, and this is truly mundane, and it is just to enchant your chores. In many traditions, cleaning your home is actually truly spiritual. I clean from top to bottom, imagining that any energy that might be stagnant, might be from an argument that happened, might be from a bad day, is literally being wiped away and wiped off of the surfaces of my home. Now, if you wanted to make a magical cleaning solution, you don't have to go far. I just make a little wash out of a squeezed lemon, a little bit of rosemary, some basil, some lime, a tiny pinch of salt, and if the energy is really feeling heavy, I will throw some angelica root in there. But again, you don't have to use any of those if you don't have them. You could just look in your cupboards and find something that will help you to cleanse the energy in your house. Again, even just making a wash out of basil and adding that solution to your daily wash mix can really help to clear the energy in your home and cleanse it spiritually and magically. Floor washes are a super traditional way to spiritually cleanse your house. I use them probably once a week. I'm just taking a little bit of white vinegar. I pretty much always put a little bit of lemon in there, and then choosing any herbs that really align with the purpose of the floor wash. It doesn't have to be anything that I mentioned. Whatever you have in your cupboards, I'm sure you will find something that will work great. I throw that in, I stir in my intentions, and then I leave it sitting for about a day before I just add a tiny bit to my mop liquid, and it makes a huge difference in my house's energy. You can even enchant your laundry. Tell your laundry what you want it to do. Maybe you just got promoted to a leadership position and you want to appear as more of an authority. Tell your clothes to help you do that. Imbue your intention into the clothes. Imagine what it would feel like to walk around as the authority figure in the workplace. Maybe you want your clothes to help you attract more attention or turn heads. You can absolutely do that. Boom, there you go. You are literally wearing your magic. What's even better is that, in my opinion, the more you enchant your clothing, the more that magic builds, especially if you are using the same intention for the same clothes. And so over time, this could become more and more powerful as you kind of add a little extra flavor every single wash. This is something that you could do every single day at literally any time. It costs you nothing. And a lot of people have tried this, but they are doing it wrong. And that is simply to do magic with the words that you speak. The words that you speak are literally magic spells. It's really important to be mindful of the words that you are putting out there into the universe, especially the ones that you feel are true, because that's really where the magic is when it comes to speaking your words. The words you speak that you feel are the most true will likely become your reality. Really choose your words wisely, speak them out loud to yourself, and this is really the part that matters, feel like they are true. To allow yourself to feel like what you are saying is really already happening to you and is just the truth. I am statements are a great way to begin. I am successful. I am beautiful. Whatever it is that you want, say it out loud to yourself as many times as you can, but feel that becoming true, or feel that it is already true. Get lost in an image of that coming true. And essentially, this is just simple manifestation. And so your words are really one of your most powerful magical tools. You could be saying really negative things about yourself and to yourself every single day. And ultimately, the way that that works with your subconscious mind, with the universe, is you are essentially telling your mind and universe that that is what you want and that is what you will get more of. So change that around and say more positive things, affirm what you already want, what you deserve, and allow yourself to feel that, and you will notice changes happening. My very last simple, everyday, mundane, magical tip is more along the lines with the tea, and that is simply to add intention to the herbs that you are already putting into your everyday meals. You could be making something that you already eat pretty often. My favorite and least talked about thing when it comes to eating your magic is that not only are you infusing something with your magic in the moment and taking it internally, but think about this. If you have leftovers, or let's say you make 2 batches of cookies or whatever, every time you want a snack, you are essentially doing magic just by reaching into the cupboard, having a cookie, or reheating some soup that you made that had some magical intentions in it. That is probably my absolute favorite thing about this, is the energy that you put in when you are making the food pays off later as well, without you doing anything except for looking for a snack. Those are my 5 tips that I use every day to become more connected to my craft without breaking the bank or spending a bunch of time. These help me to continue to grow spiritually without burning out. If you have any mundane magical practices that are low energy and easy for you, I would love to hear them in the comments below. I love to see what other people do, what you have found works for you in our modern day and age, which is honestly so overwhelming and can be way too busy for any one person to handle, whether you are a witch or not. If you would like a video going further into any of the simple practices that I mentioned here, please leave that in the comments below as well. See you again soon. Goodbye for now.